Well, hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome to the place where we build our base in this space race, the name of the game known as Planetbase. If you're familiar with Man, which I'm sure you are if you're subbed to the channel, then you'll be really familiar with this as it's from the same makers. In fact, this is the first game that they made before Man, which is also somewhat similar to Surviving Mars. This game is, but it came out before both of those. Join us as we take our workers, our biologists, medics, and of course our lovely, awesome engineer to build a big O base. Well, we're on a hospitable planet, not as hospitable as Earth, but this is a place where we can mine resources and eventually build a big O colony. So let's go ahead and get cracking. It's good to see you all back here. So if you want to see more of this game and are excited for a full live stream sometime soon, don't forget to smash that like button and let me know you want to see more. And thank you to all of you guys for being here. Let's go ahead and build our base right away. We're going to start with a oxygen maker, and we're going to start building a facility in order to, well, power it. We're going to go ahead and start with the solar panels and water extractors and all sorts of things to keep our base running. Let's get started them right away with a, well, let's see, we can actually build an airlock too. There we go. We'll start with an airlock here. Get our people inside. There we go. Let's also provide power to the base, but not just directly to the base, also to the water extractor that needs to work to fuel the little oxygen maker. So let's go ahead and power these two together. Excellent. All right, so in this game, there's a lot of resources to manage. If you like games like Anno 1800, or if you like, for example, Banished, this will kind of be a little bit more enjoyable to you, as there's a lot to manage in this game in terms of resources. In the upper right corner, you can see in order food, metal, bioplastics, medical supplies, and spare parts. And those all working together can keep our people and also these drones alive too. I forgot to mention the stars of the show, the carrier bot and also the constructor bot, which will build everything for us once the supplies are in the area, and the colony ship, which, goodbye. It was nice to know you. Let's recycle. Right, so these are all the things now that we can put inside storage. Bob, get off of there. What are you doing? Wait, NL Hallback, Highback, what are you doing up there? Get off that stuff. Come down here right this instance. Right, so we've got tons of metal and things there that'll help us to build our base. So, yeah, that's why we have to scrap the ship, because we get a little bit more. I love to keep the ship, but we can't. We just can't. We simply can't. We just can't do it. All right, let's go ahead and build our water extractor, connect that to a solar panel, and of course, solar panels are only going to work during the day, so we better build a power storage unit for it too. There we go. We'll build a power storage unit over here somewhere, off in the distance. There we go. We'll build it right there. Excellent. Just across the street. And perfect. So anywhere in this area we can start mining. There's many different planets to choose from, about 4 different types, generally getting harder and harder as things go on, and getting to suicidal levels of planets too, where they're incredibly difficult, and so it's something to really challenge yourself and eventually work up to when you build your base and move to other areas as you colonize space. Now, we can build landing platforms. There can also be space pirates that attack and invade, and also trading ships that will come down, bringing colonists and trading for food or supplies. And that's going to be our main exports, going to be primarily microchips and a few other things, like, for example, bioplastic that'll help us out. Finally, the solar panel is up and running, which means finally the water extractor is up and running, which means finally the oxygen generator is making oxygen, and finally, with an airlock, our people can go inside. But we need to give them a place to do everything. So they need things like canteens, and they need a few other facilities in order to have a good time. So let's go ahead and build a dorm. I want to actually build a canteen here. I'm thinking about laying out the base. One of the more challenging things in this game too is how you lay out your base, because some buildings have special restrictions. For example, your dorm can only be made at the end of a route. So once you build, like, for example, that's the end of that line, so you can't build through it. In other words, it's a T intersection, a dead end, so you have to build that somewhere where you're planning on not expanding anymore, and since I'm going to put solar panels here, that's fine. Also, you can notice a lot of buildings are outside only, like, for example, the power collector, solar panel, and the water extractor are not connected to the base other than by pipes and wires in order to pump in water and electricity, but also things are connected via the airlocks here for the buildings that we constructed, so all the people can walk through those. So it's a good idea to have multiple airlocks, because that's the only way they're going to get out to the base. So, for example, a power collector gets damaged. The only way to keep it running is, well, by going out the airlock and repairing it. So they've got to walk to the nearest one. So base planning is very challenging and very exciting, too. We're also going to need a mine now. So let's go ahead and see if we can mine somewhere. We're going to need to build a mine close to an airlock so our people can go there with a short trip. And also close to somewhere where we want to process these materials too. Let's see. Now all this facility is filling up with oxygen as the oxygen maker is creating all the oxygen they need. When our people go inside, they should have the O2 that they need. So that'll be taken care of. The other things that they need are hydration and food. So that'll be provided as soon as we add that to the canteen. So we can actually customize this building. Let's do that now. We'll make a food vendor, which will actually create food for them. And so you can put in plant matter and then food will be made. And also a water fountain and a place to sit to eat their meals. Let's make that in the back there. There we go. So that facility will be up and running here shortly. And same with the dorm. We can make things inside the dorm for them to be able to sleep. We can make different types of beds and things like that. All right, we need to start with a mine, though. We've got to build it near a processing center. We've got to think about how we want to do this. We want to build it near an airlock. So anywhere that we can build a mine would be great. But it's got to be near a facility we built. So let's do this. Let's build a processing center here. Then let's build a warehouse for everything to be stored at. And that should be able to store pretty much everything on our facility. Spare parts, food, etc. We'll start small but upgrade later. And then we can bring raw iron ore to the storage facility if needed, and also bioplastic can be made and stored there too. So things will go in and things will come out. It'll make sense in a moment. Canteen is low on oxygen. It should be alright though. Oxygen maker has everything that it needs. Water's being made. Power is being provided. I guess it's because we're expanding the facility and waters, or air is moving around as water is being pumped in and made into oxygen. It kind of flows around like water. Alright, next thing is the mine. So we'll have to make a airlock for that. So we should be able to make it somewhere over here. As long as we can connect via wires. There we go. So we'll make it so that way the miners can connect to the storage area. And let's make that right there perfect. So they'll need to go outside in order to get into the mines. And that's the same for the bots as well. There's different types of robots that can assist. There's construction robots, and there's also carrier robots, as you've seen. And there's also driller robots that can go into the mines. So construction, drilling, and I think there may even be a security one, possibly. We'll have to work on the security of our facility later. Alright, we also want to build a landing pad so we can trade and get more colonists, so let's go ahead and build that out front. Actually, if we build it over here near our storage facility, our people won't have to walk too far to trade, so let's see if we can build one over here. Perfect. And we'll connect it that way too. Alright, lots of things being built at the base, lots of things being improved and repaired and constructed inside of buildings. We've made a relatively amazing amount of progress just for our first day. And for those of you who are familiar with Dawn of Man, you'll recognize these milestones here too, which that game has. Things like, for example, surviving for 1 day, or expanding to have new colonists join your base, or things like reaching 100 prestige, which we can then make by building massive monuments such as the things you see here, the monolith, and also the pyramid, which allow us to make things that basically show off how amazing our base is, and then everyone will want to come down. Alright, well, we're out of power, but luckily the sun is going up, so that'll be the last time that we have a rolling blackout. We'll have now enough storage from the solar panel going to the power collector in order to then bring all that power into the base during day or night. We want to get a wind turbine up. That doesn't unlock until you first make your solar panel, and so that's something that we definitely want to make to supplement the power in between the supply from the sun. Alright, well, a little bit NIMBY here, I think. Let's go ahead and make a medium-sized windmill there. Yeah, so unfortunately they're going to have to deal with all the sounds from the windmill, but that's okay. At the dorm, which we don't even have a bed up yet, but soon. Alright, landing pad, excellent. Whoa, what was that? Sounds like a meteorite landed somewhere nearby. We do have defenses that we can eventually build to deal with those, anti-meteor lasers and telescopes in order to detect those, and on other planets we can build what seems to be like a lightning rod in order to deflect thunderstorms, which might be a good thing because perhaps it can be harvested for power and stored for later use. Alright, the next things needing to go up are the mine. And power looks like it's going up too as its storage is increasing to 5,000. Excellent. And the windmill will be constructed soon too. Looks like our people are getting a little hungry, so it looks like they've already completed the construction of a meal maker. We just need the table to go down, so they have food and water for now. And other things are being brought into the facility, such as meals and medical supplies and spare parts too. Those are things we can trade later for currency to then trade again later for other things. And that'll be quite useful in time. All right, there's our storage facility. We're going to need to build a biodome as well, a place to house Polly Shore. So let's go ahead and build that maybe off this area, as it's connected directly to the storage facility. So we got the mine producing iron ore that'll go directly to storage if it's not already immediately being used, or plant matter that'll go into storage if not immediately being turned into food, or possibly using the starch to make bioplastic. Either way, it's not too far from the canteen, just a couple modules over, so that's not bad. Just a couple over, not a big deal. It's okay. A little bit of a distance, but not too bad. We got 7 people at the colony. They're all working now. Everybody's doing everything. Great. Fantastic. Really good to see. A couple people thirsty, but we do have our drinking fountain, and our water maker is making as much water as possible. Whew, very good. All right, the mine is going up. Biodome will be constructed next. The windmill has been constructed. Power is increasing to now well over 1,200. 1,300. Excellent. Continues to increase. Beautiful. Well, the dorm will need to have some beds put into it, so for now we'll start with 2 beds. And once those are constructed, we'll just keep adding 2 and 2, so our workers don't get overwhelmed, but something gets done. And look at that, the mine is constructed. All right, our people will just have to kind of swing a left and go into the mine that way. But there we go. Now we have workers that can work at the mine. All right, now we need to set a policy for landing at the landing pad. So when our people, or when we're ready to trade and people want to come to our colony, we should be able to set up the rules for what we want to happen at the base. So for example, in this case, we are allowing the colonists and tradership to land, and we're going to control the percentage of workers. So I'm going to go for, try to have 55% everybody be workers. We're going to go for 20% engineer, 20% biologist, and then 5% medics, and no guards for now because we don't really have a security issue at the moment, but it will be a thing eventually. But we just want to try to aim for more workers because we need to fill up those mines. I think the mine has a slot for 3 people, and then workers also need to work on the mines, and then also I believe they work at the facilities. If not, that's the engineers, but still, more workers is better because we're going to have multiple mines to provide multiple sources for iron, to eventually make spares, and to eventually make bioplastic and other things that are good for trade, especially like food and medicine. Those are very good, but it'll take a while till we get to that section. All right, biodome's looking good. It's in a good spot. Oh, there you saw a meteorite strike. That can hit anywhere. That could kill somebody in an airlock. That could destroy a oxygen-producing facility, or perhaps power storage and bring the whole base down. So it's good to create redundancies, multiple sources for things. A little tricky at the start because you're trying to do a little bit of everything, but eventually you'll get there. All right, let's go ahead and build some stuff for the processing plant. We'll go ahead and make 2 generators for metal and 2 generators for bioplastic. Good. All right, lots and lots to do. Now, once we do that, we also need to be able to provide a space for the robots to recharge and do maintenance. So a factory will be needed. We could probably add that onto either side of the production facility. And near the storage, too. Actually, we might be able to build like a triangular. I think we can only do 1 connection, though. And there's a spaceship, and that seems to be a trader. A trading ship coming in. Awesome. Now, all different colors mean that they trade different things. So I believe blue is like science or medicine, I think. There's also food vendors and a few others, too. Oh, this is technology, electronics. All right, so we can buy some new bots if we want to. So let's go ahead and buy a carrier bot. You can never have enough of these guys, by the way, so always, always buy. Always, always buy bots. They're so good. We can also get a constructor bot patent, but we're going to go ahead and get rid of our spare parts for now, if we can. Oh, yeah, well, there's no way I'm going to be able to buy all those. Oh, no. Oh, just 1 carrier bot is 108. Oh, boy. Well, let's build another carrier bot, then. And what can we trade for that? Eventually, we can make our own things, so let's go ahead and try to go. Let's see what we can get for 5 and 5. And then if not, we can take some cash. So we have 108 value for 200. Let's see if we can get a construction bot. That's 324. Driller bot, 324, yeah. And semiconductors, which we can make ourselves, so that's something to consider in the future. We could buy the patent, though, which will allow us to make these ourselves in the future, so... Let's see if we can get a little risky with it. A little risky, a little frisky. One spare part, one medical supply. That's getting a little risky. We can make metal ourselves, so let's trade 2 of these and pull back on the metal and spare parts. A little risky, a little frisky. And we'll trade for money for the next vendor. There we go, we'll trade 390. Okay, let's go ahead and trade. Not bad. Getting us off to a good start with the bots. Alright, now unfortunately our people are going to have to bring all the stuff from the pile all the way across to the ship, but luckily it's a clear shot, so not too bad. And how are we doing on the mining? Somebody's in mining already. Excellent, good work. And anybody in processing? Not yet. We need those facilities to be up, but that's why I wanted to buy the constructor bot. I believe that's the only thing that can construct is constructor bots, so... But hey, everything with time. Alright, we'll build a connection to the factory from storage. And the biodome is up and running. As soon as the pathway is done, the connection almost done. Good. Alright, let's go ahead and make some peas. And potatoes. Some tomatoes. And some lettuce. These are all fast growing, I believe. And so they'll produce a lot of food. The food is not going to be as plentiful, but it'll be a lot of food in terms of its diversity quickly because of how quick it takes to grow. And then thus we can put more things into the vending machine and auto-feed our people. So as for needs, it looks like they're getting tired, so hopefully the dorms have been made. Yes, they are. We'll go ahead and hold off a little bit until we start making bioplastics. Alright, well, things are going really well at the base. Let's speed things up and watch our power consumption for the nights. So the base is really starting to grow, so it's going to be a good idea to provide more power. Let's build another power collector. And eventually we can dismantle these and build another higher quality one, a larger one. It really irks me, though, at all this wasted space between buildings. It seems like we could have fit almost 3 of these here in the same space. And actually we could have created probably 1, 2, 3, 4... maybe like 5, 6 of these can go all the way around. Whoa. Those meteors are getting closer. Not good. Alright, another power facility's been built. So yes, the windmill is churning at night, but we're always constantly using power, so that solar panel is going to be needed to optimize the power during the day. And the trading ship is waiting for the rest of his resources to be delivered. Luckily, the bots, extra bots, are helpful. And things are going into storage. Good. Alright. Wait for some more things to be constructed. And then the biggest holdback will be people. Once we've built our facility much larger than this, we'll have a lot of farms and a lot of factories going, which will take a lot of workers too. Each building, or either interior thing inside the building, like for example, the metal processor or the bioplastic processor, or here at the bio farm, or the biosphere, the lettuce, potatoes, peas, etc. all take one worker as well. They have to work on that constantly to keep them in good shape. Make sure they're going to provide something to us eventually. Alright, constructor bot patent acquired. Excellent. So now we can make those ourselves. And we could actually export bots. So we could use semiconductors and metal to create a robot army and then sell it to anybody who comes to our facility. Power storage low, but hey, we made it to daytime. And now we're producing power again. Hopefully the wind picks up a little bit. Power is only going to plummet as we expand our facility, but things seem to be okay for now. And some facilities in need of repair. We're going to wait until everything's constructed before we build our robot facility, but that will be needed too. And spare parts will be needed to repair those robots. Luckily, we saved some. Alright. More food coming in. Guy looks like he's delivering a pizza. He's welcome on my base anytime. You can also see how much you're through the daytime as well. So I'm assuming on some more of the inhospitable or aggressively dangerous planets, things are a little bit more, well, probably less windy, unless there's massive storms, and probably less sunny during probably constant storms. Thus, power generation is going to be incredibly difficult. Those are your only two resources for power, is either wind or solar at the start. So it's going to be an interesting thing to switch between the two. Uh-oh. Well, one of our carrier bots is completely wrecked for now, until we can get him into maintenance. And it looks like things are going into storage, so that's good. We want to make sure that construction bot can actually do some stuff here. Oh, and he's got some KO too. Does that mean knocked out? Is that okay? I wonder if that means okay, but no, they're actually wiped out for now. Alright, let's go ahead and build onto our base. Ah, the people can build too, but they're a lot slower. And a constructor bot is, of course, just like a driller bot, easier to do. But they're the only ones that can really go out there and stay for a long time to do multiple projects, so long as there's all the supplies delivered, because a human will have to come back in for oxygen, as where the robot will only need to come back in for maintenance, which will take some time. Alright, let's build off to this facility. Making a cool little junction there. Oh, that looks great. That's going to look really cool. We'll have our factory there. Our processing plant. Oh, we have a factory here too. Oh, hold on a second. I want this for our robots. My mistake. Exactly what I wanted, where I wanted it, but just the other building. There we go. But we can always double check. Alright, so now the factory allows us to make spare parts, semiconductors, and weaponry, so we can actually export weapons too. Quite nice. Well, regardless, now we are producing plants, so food is taken care of. They also provide a little bit of oxygen, and there are plants that you can make to make even more oxygen, such as trees or medicine with medicinal plants for your labs, and of course for export all the time. But always constantly growing bigger, bigger, bigger all the time. All the time. Alright, hopefully another trade ship comes down. Actually, more importantly, a colonist ship would be fantastic. That way we could get the mine to 100%. In fact, let's make that a high priority now to make sure everybody's working at the mine all the time, since we're out of metals. So, with our two processing facilities here, we should be able to continuously make metal. We should continuously be able to make plants for food, and thus starch, too, for bioplastics. We get two vegetables and one starch, which can then be brought here to the bioplastic processor and then used for plastic construction, typically. Something made of plastic, like, for example, the table or the bunk beds. Just to name a few. Alright, things are looking really good so far. Nobody's died yet, but this could happen at any moment due to a meteorite strike or pirates, or perhaps some fluke construction accident like the layout of my base. But that's what we'll say to the judge. It's a matter for the courts. Hey, I remember this. This is the food trader. All right. A food trader has arrived, and he will definitely trade us food if needed. Don't really think we need any of that at the moment, but we could trade him for like alcoholic drinks or vegetables or whatnot. Unfortunately, no starch. I would much rather have that, but I think we're okay on our own meals. Let's see how much a meal is. Oh, wow, 65% commission. That's a scam. Goodbye, Mitchell Patterson. We could dismiss him, but let's just let him keep his ship there so it looks cool for now. All right, let's speed up with time a little bit. We're really doing well. We've spent all of our materials on a nice layout for a base. We've got a good start. Now we just need the people to stay the course and do all the things at the facilities they need to. So bioplastic needs to be running, and so does metals. Our people now are starting to get a little unhappy. They're not having so much of a good time here. We do need to provide them with a bar, or in this case, we could also do a kind of a hangout place, work activity thing. Multi-dome, yeah. So we can build exercise equipment here and other things. We could build that onto the canteen. I really think the quarters should be able to be built onto other things. It creates such a dead end, you know? But we can always use this area for power around it to make up for that, so that'll be all right. All right, well, everything eventually here. The best thing now is our humans, who are now getting the food that they need. Oh, we have an injury. Trauma injuries. Oh boy. Now we're going to need a lab too. We are creating metals that are immediately being used in our facilities. We need to get robotics up, the multi-dome up. We will need a sick bay then. We'll put that at the end of the multi-dome. There we go. Yeah, it looks like a zigzag pattern is the best to try to keep buildings somewhat close to each other, which could be good for trying to reduce the size of the base, because when our people go outside, they got to walk around this whole facility. So it seems like a good idea to make an enclosed facility like this, and then eventually make another one with an airlock connected to this here, and then making like a separated facility. You can do that where you can separate your workers' quarters. So you could have, for example, your multi-domes and your canteens and your dorms all in one facility, and then have maybe some solar panels connect to another area where then you have all your production. So your storage, your mining, and your manufacturing on another side. Oh boy, high maintenance going on over there. My goodness. Alright, power storage is low, but luckily, picking up again. Solar panels are up and running, and same with the wind turbines. Hopefully it'll be enough. Great, we got starch, which means that we are outputting enough materials to make plastics. Medical, multi-dome, robotics. Another good thing is that the robots can work day and night. As, of course, they just require power. Wow. Go ahead and build another windmill. As that can run day and night too. Alright, windmill's kicking off. Let's go ahead and make sure we make the wind turbine our top priority. Metal should be able to be delivered there. Let's go ahead and make metal processors priorities. I guess we can. Alright, so we just need raw ore to go into these buildings, and then to be created into metal. Okay. Looks like more plants are being moved out. The carrier bots can work day and night. It's fantastic. Alright, during the day we'll have power again. Well, luckily our base is nice and long enough to be able to keep some of these things away from the main facility, making it a lot easier to interconnect all these structures up here. Eventually we could build another structure here and connect these two together and try to make a spider web of connections that improves everything in the base. Travel time, which will increase productivity, etc. Alright, daytime again. No power production currently. There we go. Now we're making some power. The engineers are sitting idle, but should be able to use these facilities to make iron ore into metal at the metal processor. We now have 10 iron ore, but no metal. Strange. Job should be automatic. Maybe it's because we got everybody mining. Let's go ahead and put that back to normal. I believed engineers could also work those jobs, but they must work in the more advanced processing then. So, for example, making semiconductors or making spare parts. So in this case, I guess we just need regular workers to smelt. I thought the engineers could work in reverse, do both jobs, both low and high tier. Well, now the more we know. Alright, so the robotics facility requires 2 metals, the wind turbine requiring more. We'll go ahead and put this on cancel for now. Let that get sorted out later. And let some of the workers do their thing. Looks like we have an incoming sandstorm. That's kind of a good thing. It'll actually raise the wind speed. Get us a little extra power. So we got 7 people in the colony so far, 3 bots, 2 of which are constructor bots. Oh, looks like 1 bot is now damaged irreversibly. So we'll lose that one as we try to get the robotics facility up. But we might be able to salvage it for materials and rebuild it later. Alright, well, would you look at that? Looks like 6 or maybe 5 iron ore there. And we got people working on the machines. Fantastic. Another solar panel is up. And we now have some colonists. No, it's a trading ship. Ah, he wants to trade basics. Like, for example, metal and whatnot. Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and trade you for... Oh. Colossal solar panel recipes. Nice. I have some cash. I would like to buy some construction materials, please. 55% commission. Let's see. Let's try to buy 5 of each. No, actually, we don't need these. We can make those on our own. I don't know. It's not really anything I think we should take at the moment. Unfortunately. I would like some more colonists instead, so that way we can get more work done. But it's just going to be random as to when they come down to the planet. Well, luckily we got plenty of vegetables being made, which means plenty of food. We got metals going out. Just want to provide more stuff for our workers here. And unfortunately, Zane Day is going to have a bad day until he sees a medic. But again, we need more materials for that. Sick bay has been built. We need the other constructions to be complete. Luckily, the power facilities are being filled up quite quickly. But that's always a up and down battle. Alright, let's go ahead and put that on hold. Try to process the iron ore that we have already into iron bars or I-beams or metal that we can utilize. Another meteorite slamming down. Beautiful. Lots of people needing sleep. Lots of good rest going on. Ah, look at that. The carrier bot delivering stuff to the processing sites, it seems. Saving the workers some work, perhaps. Takes a while for that iron to be made, but it's good stuff. Alright, so to complete this section, we need 2 metal. And inside of the sick bay, it'll need to be connected before we can do anything with it. Hopefully we can get our one injured colonist back up on his feet before he dies to death. That's going to be the race now, is against the clock for healing up our friend. Looks like one power collector is actually full, and it overflowed to the second one. Very good. Now, I believe these also take power too, so it's something to consider when building your base and how much you're going to put inside. Bigger isn't always better, especially at the start. You don't have enough people to work them, or you don't have enough power producers, or just an overall economy. Nothing exists yet. It's all a lie. This is just disconnected, that's why there's no power. And it should cure that. There we go. Alright, finally we can make a sick bay. Let's make a bed. And a medicine cabinet. And the medic should be able to heal up our friend as soon as all that stuff's brought over. Wow. Very good. Alright, food is being made, but not enough. We're working on it. Medic is doing their job. Excellent. Medical cabinet going in next. I think this is actually an auto machine. I think this is where medicine can be made, perhaps, when the materials are there. Another trading ship. We have a blueprint for a Goliath turbine patent. That's a turbo patent. I was like, wow, that sounds cool. I want a turbo patent. Well, let's see. Well, we could buy some more metals again. I think that's going to be the thing really holding us back. So let's try to do... Oh, wow. Really can't do much in this case. So let's go ahead and cancel and dismiss for now. We really need to get people to come to our colony. It's all RNG. We could have gotten 4 people by now and nothing to trade. And the opposite would have been true then. Alright, we need to make a spares facility. And we might need a semiconductor for the robots. We gotta get those robots up and running now. There we go. So these two connected work great. That's gonna look so cool. And then the multi-dome is for exercise and happiness, so we could try to get some stuff in there. Let's put a bench down. Potted plant. Maybe an exercise bar. There we go. Hopefully that'll help our people to be a little happier. Not great, but at least it's something. The bar will be exactly what we want instead. But we also need to get our people some physical activity too. Keep them strong. Alright, metal is still trickling in. And immediately going to construction projects. Hey, but look at that. Lots of vegetables made. That's good. Wow, actually lots of vegetables. They're flowing out of there. Now it just needs to be brought to the vending machine so we can make more meals. It looks like vegetables, meat, or a combination will create meals. So they just need to keep bringing those over. Good. Hopefully that keeps morale up. Alright, are we all done with iron ore? Yep, let's go ahead and open up the mine again. And now we can kind of continue with where we were, although metal's still being made into... iron ore is being made into metal bars. Ooh, another asteroid landing, okay. Alright, we are out of iron, we are out of bioplastic. Now we got to start making those things more often. We have 4 starch, so we'll just need more workers. So hopefully we get a colonist ship to come down. So that way we can get the mine fully filled, the farm jobs fully filled, the processing fully filled, and perhaps somebody to work at maybe the robotics facility when it's available. Can't quite recall whether or not anybody has to work there. Could be automated pads, but I can't recall. Oh, the base looking real nice, though. Real good stuff. Keeping this base nice and tidy saves all this sort of room for more buildings, all this space in between. Everything's got to be kind of separated, but you want it as close as possible. The food trader again, sir. All right, I will trade you veggies for money then. But he takes a commission. Wait, I want the other way around. He'll trade us for 50. GMO tomatoes, that's nice. Nah, just give me your money. Oh, but he takes a little scam off the top, doesn't he? Yep. So actually, we can only trade for like 39. Or value of 49 with 30. Scam. Well, whatever. I like how his name is Herb, though. For the food. Interesting. Well, we can take all that cash and turn it into something else. We seem to be growing quite a bit of food since we don't have quite a bit of people. Now, spares are needed to replace and repair some of these things, so the spares that I sold earlier, now we need them, but we can start to make those over here at the spares workshop. This takes iron and plastic and an engineer. Alright, so far so good. We need to get those robots up and running, though. Those carrier bots are incredibly important. Gives the humans another job to do. Well, looks like the iron facilities are going. Guy's going out in a spacesuit. Nice. And the construction bot should be able to come over and finish these off. Or somebody can. Bears are complete. Excellent. Oh, a smash right into the side of the mountain. That was crazy. That could have destroyed the base. Or at least a small part of it. Alright, robotics facilities up and running. Let's go ahead and make a bot auto repair. That's going to take a semiconductor, so we don't have one of those. But we can at least try to get the base a semiconductor with the electronics trader that comes around. Or we might be able to make one here on our own. There we go. Okay. Well, I'm glad with the amount of food that we have. Oh, and finally, reinforcements have arrived. Excellent. Somebody has arrived at the base. And we completed the milestone. Hey, look at how cool the base looks. Damn, that's Steam screenshot worthy. Damn! Love the lighting coming out of the domes and, of course, the shuttle taking off. Very nice. All right, we need more people, though. One is not great. I think that's just a worker. Let's take a look at our breakdown. Worker's good, though. Probably under stats. Yeah. So we have 8 colonists in total. 4 of them are workers. 2 of them are biologists. No visitors at the moment. We have 1 engineer, 1 medic. So we have 1 person who can switch between making semiconductors and spares. Let's go ahead and definitely prioritize this one first. Go ahead and make those, my man. And is this our engineer? Medic, okay. Okay. Bioplastics are being created. Metals being... Look at that. Double metal being pumped out. Oh, is this medic? Oh, electronics again. No, general trader. Freelance. Interesting. 35% commission. That's quite low. Let's go ahead and take a semiconductor to get us started. And I think that's about all we're going to be able to afford here. We can also trade medicinal plants later. Value 54, commission. Alright, good. Yeah, we're a little low on other things, so if we can keep our metal usage down, that'll be all right. Thank you, sir. Nice. And more colonists. Great. Ah, 2 more. We have ourselves a worker and an engineer, I believe. Yes. Well, let's put both of those on now. All right, so we're making the things we need to. We're making spares. We're making bioplastic. We're making metal. And we're making semiconductors here at the Semiconductor Foundry. Now we just need to get the robot facility online, and we can try to take care of them and try to go for more automation. A little bit of sadness in the base. Ooh, that was close. A little bit of sad face in the base. But things are going well otherwise. What do we need to construct this piece? We have multiple metal and bioplastic. There must be something else. Oh, another semiconductor. So we'll need another one, which is being produced now. I just saw it moving. Spares are coming out. Good. Oh, great. More colonists are coming in. Yeah, brother. Beautiful. The mine is fully functioning. Great. How are we on power? Well, it's now the start of a new day. Power storage is low, but we should be able to produce enough of it now. What we'll have to do next is make sure that these are producing enough and that we're storing enough. But I want to make sure those robots are okay. We need to make sure they're good. Here's how everything looks with everybody working inside. Man, that's really cool. Ah. Another trade ship for semiconductors and whatnot. Drill bot patent so we can make our own. Nothing really that we want here again, though. So dismissal. I will only take colonists for now, until something else more alluring comes along. There goes the semiconductor, and now the bots can be repaired. Good. And more colonists. Great. Alright, so how many bots do we have? Unfortunately, we lost one, but I think we've now got 2 bots, 1 collector and 1 construction. Take a look here. You'd think the construction bot would be a multi-bot. So we have 1 carrier and 1 constructor. Okay, that's not bad. That's actually quite good. Quite good indeed. Alright, well, we have a patent for the constructor bots, but we don't need any of those at the moment. So let's just continue to improve the lives of our colonists by allowing things to be built that will keep them happy. Let's build ourselves a potted plant in here again. There we go. Oh, we need to build more power storage. Or more power producers. Let's go for a big O storage now. Let's see. If we can, let's try to redo the base down here. Let's go ahead and recycle these. And let's build a big O storage facility here. There we go. So that'll store all of our electricity in one large container. And I think we'll go for wind turbines here. We'll go for another medium turbine here. And wind seems to be more effective than solar as it runs throughout the day, but the solar is very good for topping off after nighttime dips. Now this thing can hold 12,500, so now let's make sure we're providing enough to the facility. A new trader. A general trader. Trading us with a super extractor patent for water. More constructor bots. Or driller bot. Bioplastics and a few other things. Spares, for example. I think we're going to go ahead and dismiss until we can start selling. We need to start saving and building in the base and then start exporting everything we've got. All right. Well, it's good to see the general storage facility being filled up. A great area to put that. We now have general storage here and all the buildings that take from the general storage off to the sides. Really good. Good. And power being pumped into over 2,000. Excellent. We can go for a higher tier turbine, but as you can see, we only have one metal left, so we want to make sure we maintain spares and things like that. So we can't use everything in building. We want to make sure we keep some things for repairs and or upgrades, etc. Well, we've got a few meals, but it looks like we've got everything needed, I suppose. Let's build another bed. Build another 2 beds. As we have more people coming. Power is still increasing at nighttime. Excellent. So we can have the solar panel top off even more if we have a deficit at wind at night. Alright, spares being made. Semiconductors being made. Medicine. Medicine we don't have any of. Or at least no production of at the moment. That should be our next thing. Alright, another engineer arriving. Good to see. Alright, we should make a farm now for medicinal plants, I guess. Yeah, we want medicinal. That's what we want. Let's put that down. And we'll need some more biologists to work on those. But we need to build the facility anyway. And then we should be able to have a full base, should be self-sufficient. Now we just need to produce more so we can actually be profitable outside of this. Pretty nice to see all that stuff working. And would you look at that, the large power collector almost full. Approaching 10,000 pretty quickly. I think it'll hit almost 10,000 before the end of the day. And so we're probably going to hit about maybe 10,500 before night. And a sandstorm on the way. A little bit of damage and risk to our colonists if they're outside in the facilities. Things could take damage. Beat up time a little bit. Wow, there's a lot of food coming out of there. Now, eventually we're going to have to change this food to other types of food where it requires less spare parts so we can get a little less addicted to the maintenance of those. And we want to go for more high starch so we can make more bioplastic. Yeah, another trader. What do we have here? A massive storage patent. Wow. We can upgrade. We can build buildings that are even like tier 4, but we have to buy the recipe for them. Interesting. The mission here is 100. Or it's 35, bringing in 108. But again, nothing I really truly want here at the moment. Looks like 2 people are working in the mine. And now we've run out of medical supplies. So let's build another mine so we can continue to make more. Let's see. There we go. Perfect. So we'll have a lot of activity here. The mines look like really cool, like storage facilities for materials for the VTOL landings of the spaceships. That's pretty cool for the traders and the colonist ships that come down. Very nice. Lots of spares being made. Lots of semiconductors being made. That's great. Those will be good for trading in the future. And power actually maxing out. Awesome. So if there's any big deficit on power, we'll be all right. And there's some more colonists. Now, when we get attacked, these the people who are attacking us will be in disguise, like these colonist ships. And I was just thinking, like one way you can kind of find out who they are is their ship might look a little different. Then you can just turn off all your airlocks and make sure everybody's inside. Then you can try to suffocate them outside. And I think you might be able to get their weapons that way. So it's a good, cheap way to get things done. If you know what I mean. To get things done. You know what I mean, brother? That's right. Alright, let's build all of the medicinal plants. We can also sell medicine, too. That'll be good. The medicinal plants will be good, but medicine, I think, can be made in a lab. And that's something we should add on to the medical facility. Or is the medical facility one of those that's a T-junction? I think it's a T-junction. Which is fine. We'll build the lab here. There we go. Excellent. Well, for the most part, the facility is up and running. Things are where they need to be. Productivity is happening, and people are coming in. I must say, this is a first success in this game in a long time. If you want to see more of this, again, make sure you're subscribed and turn on that notification bell. Don't forget to jump on our Discord for free giveaways of games pretty often. You can just go to the general chat for that. I'll be streaming this one in the next few days too, or possibly today. So again, make sure you're checking the channel for everything that comes out, and we'll do a more in-depth playthrough sometime on Livestream. Hope you guys enjoyed our revisit to Planetbase, a fantastic but very hectic, especially towards the end, space colony builder. Survival, invasions, and of course, profits await you. I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching. Take care and have a wonderful good evening, good afternoon, and good night, folks. Truly. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.